Okay, so continuing our angle relationships, we've already talked about central angles and inscribed angles. We're now going to look at angles that are created that don't necessarily have their vertice on the center or on the circle. In this case, it's just inside the circle. And we found that when we did that, we actually had the relationship that if I add 80 plus 10, which are the two intercepted arcs, and I divide by 2, then I will get this middle angle here. Okay, so again, I add 80 plus 10, I divide those two arcs by 2, and I get 45 degrees. So this angle on the inside here is 45, which again, that one's 45 as well. Okay, so if I apply this relationship to a figure with x in it, I'm going to do the exact same thing. So in this figure, I'm given that arc LM is 170 degrees. I'm also given that arc QN is 8x. I'm given that the angle formed inside is 113 degrees. So I'm going to apply this relationship to this figure. Okay? So I'm going to take the 8x, and I'm going to add to it the 170. I know that if I divide by 2, it's equal to that angle that is formed inside. So the vertex inside the circle, the angle created is half the sum. So this represents half the sum, or basically an average of the two arcs. That's what I kind of like to say. So to solve this equation, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2, and I'm going to get 8x plus 170 equals 226. I'm going to subtract 170 from both sides, and I get that 8x equals 56. Divide both sides by 8, and x equals 7. And that's what x equals. Okay, that's all I have to find here. If I wanted to find this arc, I could plug 7 in here for x if I wanted to. Okay. This last one again has the same relationship. This expression is representing the inside angle, and 66x plus 1 is representing arc BC. So I have arc BC and arc SD, again half the sum. So I'm going to take 66x plus 1 plus 55 divided by 2 equals the 1 plus 60x. Okay, I'm going to multiply both sides by 2, which is end up going to be distributing there. So I have 66x plus 56. I'm going to combine the 1 and the 55, and I get 2 plus 120x. Again, that 2 is going to be distributed to both the 1 and the 60. So that's where I get the 120. Okay. Combine like terms, minus 66x. I get 56 equals 2 plus 54x. Subtract 2. Running out of room. I get 54 equals 54x. So x equals 1 when I divide both sides by 54. So in this case, I get x as 1. If they did want me to go on and find the arc and the angle, I could plug those back into each of these expressions, here and here, and I would be able to figure out what that degree measure would be. Okay? But in this case, I'm just looking for x, so x here and x there. Alright, last one. So the last type of relationship you're going to look at is when you have a vertex that's formed outside the circle. In this case, the angle measure is equal to half the difference. So if I take the bigger arc and I subtract the smaller intercepted arc, then I will get, and divide by 2, I will get this outside angle. So 110 minus 10 is 100, divided by 2 is 50. So if I apply that same relationship here, here is my inside arc, or my smaller arc, and then my bigger arc goes from here all the way around to here. So I'm going to take the 18x minus 10, I'm going to subtract the 64, I'm going to divide by 2, and that will equal the outside angle that's given to me here, which is 53. And now I just solve. Multiply by 2, 18x minus 10 minus 64 equals 106. 18x minus 74 equals 106. Add 74. I get 18x equals 180. Divide by 18. And x equals 10. Okay, and again, that's just what x equals. I could plug that back in if they wanted me to find the measure. x equals 10. The measure of arc MJ, I could plug that back in, and I would do 10 times 180, or 10 times 18, which is 180. 180 minus 10 is 170 degrees. They didn't want me to go that far in this problem, but I could if they asked me to. So in this video I did not talk too much about tangent relationships, but you should be very comfortable with the tangent relationships that was on your exit card. Please don't forget that we did do those. And if you have any questions, I'll be available in the morning for your quiz. Good luck studying. Let me know if you need anything.